All right, well, Kyle Whitaker is setting out on a tremendous challenge. We'll kind of compare his splits from the morning. He set the state record earlier in the meet at a 421.55. Breaking the 420 barrier is a huge, there's only 10 guys maybe in high school history that have broken 420 in high school. So what he's doing here is a tremendous effort right here. Out in lane 7, Dylan Thompson's going out very strong from Munster, knowing that they're still in the race. 23.18 for Kyle Whitaker. He's taking it out a little bit more comfortably. When we were watching him in the 500 in prelims yesterday, it looks like he was a little bit uncomfortable in the middle part of the race. I was talking to Brian Hartley, who is the record holder, current record holder from Indiana, or was the current record holder. And what he said about this race, when Kyle gets out there at the 350, sometimes when you don't have somebody pushing you, that you end up overthinking about what's happening. How are my legs going to hold up? You know, where am I in the race? When should I start making my move? And that's some of the challenges that Kyle faces by being that fast, is if he doesn't have anybody pushing him, a 4:16 is quite a challenge. The rest of the athletes out there have races, so when they're starting to question where they are and they're starting to overthink things, they've got a race. Over there at second place, that's Dylan Thompson, looking very strong right now. Kyle is right at his pace from yesterday's prelims at a 1:14.80, just a tenth second behind where he was. So it looks like he's controlling the front half a little bit more to improve the back half where he needed to make his push.
Dylan Thompson makes the turn in lane number 7. He has the second spot. And the lead is approaching 3 body lengths for Kyle Whitaker.
Kyle Whitaker is a 140.84. That would probably, in right, 5/100ths off of where he was in prelims. But Kyle, with that time, would probably be in the top 3 in the 200 freestyle going out in this 500 in our race within itself. Dylan Thompson looks very strong in between the flag, but almost stops when he gets to a wall. He kind of hesitates before he pushes off, and it's making a difference because Terry Peoples over there from Concord is catching him off each wall. 207.36, now he is ahead of his record pace. 207.36 is 2/100ths ahead of his record pace that he set yesterday. He's out there almost a half a pool length ahead. Very smooth off his transition, off his turns. His stroke count is solid. He's taken very few strokes, and his legs haven't even kicked in yet, so he looks very efficient right now. 2:34.06. He is ahead of his prelim pace by about 7/100ths. Now let's see. This is the halfway point. Let's see if he kicks it in and starts dropping his times down. Race in the middle of the pool. There's Jamrose. Again, we saw him how he pulled up strong on the back half of the 200 free. He's now making his move in the middle of the pool, and Hassler in lane 3 making a move as well. 3:00.92. He's about 7/100ths faster than his state record.
A pool length lead is what we're approaching for Kyle Whitaker. He's just a few feet off of that.
Well, in listening to Brian Hartley and talk a little bit about this, the other guys in the races too, sometimes Kyle being so far out ahead makes a difference on how they approach his race. Sometimes they gauge where they are off Kyle. 3:28.08, 4/10ths of a second faster than he was in prelims. I know his goal is to break 4:20, and he's going to have to push the envelope to get that home. He's got a second and a half, about a second to make up at this point.
4:21.55 is what he swam in prelim, and again the record 4:25.73.
Hassler and Jamrose are fighting it out for second. Hassler looks really powerful right now, taking a few strokes. A 50 left. 3:54.67. He is now 1 second ahead of his record pace set yesterday, but he's still got a 5/10ths of a second to make up. He split 25.8 coming home yesterday. If he's going to break and go 19, he's got to sprint this last 25. Real strong, powerful turn. And look at him turn it over.
4:15.
Get in there. Look at him sprint. Get in there. Yeah.
4:19.79. He shattered the record yesterday at 4:21.55.
Hassler and Jamrose fighting to the end here.
And oh, by the way, there was a battle for second and third. The winner at 4:19.79, second place at 4:34.03. An incredible distance. In third, Ethan Jamrose. Hassler, by the way, from Park Tudor, was second. In fourth place was Evan Olson from Westfield. And the top 5, Dylan Thompson rounds it out from Munster. Concord in 6th with Terry Peoples. In 7th, Nathan Hopkins. And West Lafayette's David Zoltowski rounds out the top 8. What a performance by Kyle Whitaker. The time, 4:19.79, breaking his record set in prelims of 4:21.55.
David Zoltowski is one of those young and up-and-coming distance swimmers, too. Keep an eye on him over the years. Munster and Chesterton are really fighting it out for that second place right now. And Munster, I think, may have a few more guns at the end of this meet, but I think if Chesterton's going to go out with a bang, it's going to be here on this 200 free relay. So let's keep an eye on this next. It could be one of the most exciting races of the meet coming up in the next event. Very impressive, Evan Olson. I like that swim. I like his toughness in the field that he was in. Didn't see any quit out of that young man.
Park Tudor's Daniel Hassler finished 2nd. Kyle Whitaker with a record-setting performance, 4:19.79. He had broken it last night at 4:21.55.
Daniel Hassler is one of the best-kept secrets of swimming in Indiana. He's an amazing IMer. He's going to Princeton. He's obviously a well-rounded young man and a great young man. I've got to know him through some of our camps. But well-kept secret. This is his only year swimming in the high school state championships. But keep an eye on him in NCAAs in the future.